tuning in to Pea Scoop. My name is Rachel Marisha Morrison. Before we start, I would love to share with you my credentials to assure you that you're in good hands and good ears at Pea Scoop. My Master of Science degree is in nutrition. My Bachelor of Science degree is in adult health and physical education. I am an American College of Sports Medicine certified group exercise instructor. I'm also certified in first aid, CPR, and AED by the American Red Cross. I also wrote 2 books. The first book that I ever wrote is entitled God Plus Music Equals Joy, and my most recent publication is entitled Through the Spirit Health Journal, A Loving, Joyful, and Peaceful Spiritual Nutrition Experience. Both of my books are available on Amazon within ebook and paperback form. It's time to get started. Thank you so much for tuning in to Pea Scoop. Episode 7 is entitled Heritage Hair. The connections of hair to nutrition, fitness, health, and wellness will be explored further for women and men of all demographics. I am also pleased to introduce episode 7's guest. She's a fierce, fabulous, brilliant, talented, phenomenal woman, hairstylist, a Jamaican track and field legend in the Garden State of New Jersey, USA. Find her on Instagram at Slayed by Cleopatra. Ladies and gentlemen, my sister, Cleopatra Morrison. Hey sis, thank you so much for your time, taking time out of your busy schedule to be interviewed today.
No problem.
So my first question for you is, what is your perspective on hair culture in Jamaica, where you were born and raised, versus the United States of America?
Okay, so I would say there's definitely a difference in hair culture in Jamaica versus the States. Mm-hmm. And then there's also a second layer to that where there's a difference with, the childhood perspective versus the adult perspective.
Right.
So I would say as a school-age child in Jamaica, till this day, it's still encouraged for you to wear your own hair.
Right.
And they look at that as a way to preserve your youth and your innocence. Because, braids and stuff like that, they look at that as being very mature, if you will.
Right.
So if you do want to put braids in your hair or anything of nature, you do have to get special permission from the school's principal or whoever is in charge.
Right.
So it's actually very interesting because when I first moved here, given how the hair culture is back home, I wore styles that everyone in middle school would consider to be childish hairstyles.
Yeah.
So I actually got bullied a lot for my hair. Because everyone around me, they had perms, whereas I had my natural hair.
Yeah.
They had weaves, braids, stuff like that, all of which were discouraged for girls my age back home.
Right.
And then, so, I just had to kind of change my perspective and understand the American culture. Mm-hmm. And see that, these styles, these are protective styles that are accepted for the youth, especially because it's more convenient when you're trying to get, the kids to school in the mornings and you have work and etc.
Right.
So I just had to adapt and adjust my own perspective and learn about hair culture in general.
Awesome.
Yeah, so for the adults now, there is definitely a misconception, I would say, that us Black women don't like wearing our natural hair out because we hate our hair and we have no hair. But to be honest, that couldn't be further from the truth because I do have a lot of clients and a majority of people that sit in my chair, they absolutely love their hair. I know I love my hair. So then the question is, if we love our hair so much, why don't we just wear it out? And the answer to that is very simple. Because we can. We like changing our hair as a form of protection, expression, convenience, special occasions, and etc.
Right.
Protective styles like braids, twists, cornrows especially, allow us to grow and strengthen our hair while we're rock a cute style, you know?
I agree.
Weaves and wigs allow us to try different colors, different curl patterns, and stuff like that without having to go through the process of putting chemicals in our own hair.
Right.
So it all comes back to hair being our form of self-expression.
I totally agree with that. This is a question related, even though I didn't write it down for you. There is the Crown Act. I'm sure you've heard of it. It's a law that protects us as Black women from being discriminated against in the workforce and even at the K-12 level for children, so they don't get in trouble for a hairstyle and things like that. It protects us as a community. Hopefully it'll be a federal law. Do you have any perspectives to add to that due to your profession and expertise?
Yeah, so the Crown Act came about in 2019, and the fact that, in 2019, that's something that needs to get put into place. It's crazy because it just kind of shows just how much we get discriminated against for our hair, especially in schools, workplace, and etc.
Exactly.
Because I would say like a lot of my female clients, they often think about when they're getting their hair done. Oh, is this too long for work? Is the color be a problem? And stuff like that. It's really crazy that we have to constantly think about that when we're trying to get our hair done.
Yeah.
And so it actually kind of goes into what I was saying, what I wrote down about the song. Can I just get into that?
Yeah, totally. So for all my listeners, if you haven't listened, one of my favorite albums of all time is Solange, A Seat at the Table. And one of the songs that she produced and wrote and created for her album was entitled Don't Touch My Hair. And I love it, and I would love to hear what you have to say about it after listening to it.
Yeah, so visuals, lyrics were on point. Everything was about that song. Amazing, first of all. So in the song, she said her hair is her crown. And that really resonated with me because, like I said, hair is a form of expression for us.
Exactly.
And the sensitivities and how uncomfortable we get when people violate our space and think it's okay to touch our hair. Now, what I guess I noticed is that for non-Black people, they're just curious about what, kinky Black hair feels like. And while that curiosity may be innocent, the act of just going to someone and touching their hair is not innocent because you're invading and violating their personal space. And realistically, if the roles were reversed, like, you don't really see us going up to someone up in the race, like, oh my gosh, I like your hair, and start touching it. Like, that's not something that's really accepted.
Right.
So, hair is just used as a metaphor in general, as our hair is one thing that's always been policed through history.
Exactly.
Kind of leading back to the question that you asked me prior, for us, it can feel a little insulting because we've been discriminated against because of our hair and told certain styles, certain colors are unprofessional. Yeah. So we have to have that guard up, if you will.
Right. It's unfortunately true from for history, for decades, centuries even. It's very sad. I hope that your perspective, our perspectives today will enhance comprehension and culture sensitivity of hair, especially in our community.
The big words right there, culture sensitivity. That's what it really is.
I agree.
Yeah, people don't understand the significance of our hair or like why we do what we do to our hair. So they kind of just make up their own perspectives and stuff, which is how the misconceptions come around.
Totally.
Mm-hmm.
So you mentioned that we both discussed Solange's song "Don't Touch My Hair." And there's so many examples. I could keep you here all day if I wanted to. There's so many pop culture examples that originate in the States, for example. Reality shows that talk about hair, black hair in particular, movies, etc. So with that being said, we have to take care of ourselves pretty much at the end of the day, as opposed to looking for other people for self-esteem and validation, etc. So what do you like to do for your self-care day as a hair guru?
So I've taken part in self-care Sunday, actually with my friends. So we'll start out the day with church because we love God. God is good all the time. And then, we'll listen to music throughout the day, do face masks, put spas, oil our hair, maybe do like a wash conditioning, just stuff that makes us feel good physically. Right. And, we may have a glass of wine, watch our favorite TV shows, watch a movie, and stuff like that.
Awesome. Shout out to my sister Cleopatra. I am very proud to have you as not only my sister, but my friend. Thank you again for your wealth of heritage hair knowledge you provided to Split Pea Scoop. My big sister instinct kicks in to protect you and your queendom. We hope that the Crown Act becomes a federal law to collectively protect us as a community from natural hair discrimination. Cleopatra confirmed that chemicals added to her hair are toxic and harmful to us. Academic spaces are also taking community health in our demographic more seriously. For example, a public health graduate student of African descent desired to research about the impact hair has on public health. Chemical solutions to hair texture change is, in fact, carcinogenic or connected to cancer. My sister Cleo mentioned that music is a part of her own self-care. Music also has a vast impact on my self-care time. Solange is one of my favorite musicians. Her album, A Seat at the Table, is iconic and Grammy Award winning. Live concerts are so much fun. One of my best memories involved attending the MTV TRL tour in the year 2001. Solange was the MC for the event. Destiny's Child was the final performance. I loved how this concert confirmed sisterhood and diversity of the Knowles family, musical friend groups, as well as a plethora of music genres that MTV brought together in the 90s and 2000s. Her song entitled Mad from her album A Seat at the Table was the first song I wrote about for my book, God plus Music Equals Joy. I highly encourage you to read my book to feel joyful during your self-care time and beyond, no matter if you are a fan of R&B, hip-hop, reggae, bubblegum pop, and rock, or every genre mentioned. I enjoy reading and writing very much. Therefore, my self-care time also involves reading and writing. I joined a book club with virtual meetings during graduate school at Adelphi University. Shout out to Adelphi University, Panthers, New York. Love you guys. A book that I read during my graduate studies for this book club is called You Can't Touch My Hair and Other Things I Still Have to Explain by Phoebe Robinson. Queen Phoebe is witty, clever, and spot on with pop culture references to drive comedic literary delivery home. I gave this book to my sister Cleopatra as part of her birthday gift package, as well as a personalized sister teacup for sorrel, tea, or any other hot beverage she enjoys. Nutritious and delicious birthday cake flavored protein bars are also part of this package, and of course dark chocolate, and had so much fun with her and her friends hosting her 28th birthday dinner dance party. Another university that inspires me is Columbia University. Research from Dr. Christina M. Capodilupo-Schweffel, a Columbia University psychologist and professor, validates in academia publications what we as Black women experience in the realm that hair plays on our self-esteem. Dr. Capodilupo conducted a qualitative research study with a sample of 230 women who identify as African American and or Black American. The following quotation summarizes her discoveries. Quote, although some Black women may be influenced by and strive for a thin ideal, there are ample sociocultural and historical indications that a thin body size is not relevant or culturally meaningful for many African American or Black women. Instead, skin tone, color, hair length and texture, and facial features comprise important components of body image. Shout out to Harvard University. My brother-in-law Keith earned his Master's of Business Administration from Harvard. Thank you, Keith, and my sister Natasha for your endless support and kudos. My favorite Harvard memory involved playing ping pong in the Harvard Gymnasium while visiting family in Boston and Cambridge. Sports, games, and travel are more of my other favorite things to do in the name of self-care. I also enjoy watching movies as a form of self-care. One of my favorite movies is Legally Blonde. Elle Woods, played by Reese Witherspoon, is a Harvard Law alum. People in law school made fun of her and thought she was, quote, a dumb blonde. Her blonde hair, brains, bar exam excellence, and beauty made her a winner. Although I am not a blonde woman, I have empathy and sympathy for blondes who feel this way. I even had, quote, Beyonce blonde dreadlocks in the past. I have awesome and incredible blonde women in my family. Shout out to my sister-in-law Melissa and her mother Janice. I asked for both of their perspectives as blonde women. Janice said the following, quote, I think the, quote, blondes are dumb is an unjust and antiquated attitude. If a doctor can tune out a patient because she has blonde hair, he needs to get real. Loved Legally Blonde. I am allowing my hair to stay gray, largely because I don't think a woman should be judged for her choice of hair color. End quote. Thank you, Janice, for all you do. Christmas Eve was a blast with you. You are inspiring and wonderful. Thank you for my Christmas gifts that are conducive to my self-care bubble baths and commutes. Love you much. I am a Marvel movie and comic book fan. I especially enjoy X-Men and Incredible Hulk. Storm and She-Hulk are my favorite Marvel characters because I relate to them. Storm is a super shero of African descent. She-Hulk uses her anger to protect others and be a super shero. I wear my silver gray wig and black bodysuit while dressing up as Storm. I would love to have a green wig and bodysuit in order to dress up as She-Hulk. The Barbie movie is another movie I enjoyed watching recently. Barbie stars Margot Robbie displayed depth, intelligence, and instinct of Barbie and other characters. All Barbies in the movie varied in demographics, style, personality, and interests while demonstrating sisterhood and unity. The Barbies I related to the most in particular were Physicist Barbie and President Barbie. I relate to Physicist Barbie because I am a scientist that loves to help other people and myself in the name of science. I also related to President Barbie as a fellow Black woman in leadership. Issa Rae slayed this role. I am a fan of her HBO show Insecure. Another perspective I will address is that of wellness entrepreneur Danielle. Find her on Instagram at DC_dancecore. Danielle filmed a video as she was straightening her hair. She discussed how she dyed her hair ombre for her birthday. I respect how Danielle enhanced her confidence after coloring her hair ombre. I also love how she provided a self-care birthday present for herself to celebrate turning 39. Thank you, Danielle, for sharing and providing excellent motivation. We have a lot in common. You are wonderful. Stay in touch. Shout out to my sister-in-law, Melissa, and my brother, Tarek. Both of you are immense support systems in my life, and I appreciate the both of you so much. Christmas week of 2024 was my favorite because of the two of you, as well as others in our family. I personally love to cook nutritious and delicious foods, read and light candles during my self-care time, and I love all the gifts both of you provided based on my favorite things to do. Both of you are not just my family, but great friends of mine. I love you both. Melissa is a blonde woman, and therefore her perspective consisted of the following in relation to hair color. She said, quote, "Hey, so personally, I've never got the sense that my hair color impacted how people viewed me in terms of my intelligence or ability, if that's what you mean. But as they say, what other people think of me is none of my business. Only as relates to the fact that it's just starting to thin out. That's just a part of being in your 40s, I think." End quote. Melissa, I am grateful and thankful for all you do and having you as a sister-in-law. Thank you for sharing your perspectives to assure additional diversity in the perspectives of Split Pea Scoop. I love and respect you as a sister-in-law and how you do not allow opinions of others to determine your self-esteem. You are a wonderful mother to my youngest 2 nieces and 2 nephews. You shared how you believe that being in your 40s is the reason your hair has less volume. We will now explore the science behind hair in relation to nutrition, health, and fitness. There are various nutrients that support hair health. For example, keratin is the protein of hair, skin, and nails. Keratin provides the firmness of hair, skin, and nails. Plant protein sources are ideal to support total body health. A second example of a nutrient that supports hair health is collagen. Collagen formation is derived from vitamin C. Collagen is a protein used for structure of bones and teeth. Collagen helps with the healing process of our wounds. Collagen also supports health of not only hair, but skin and nails. There is a connection of vitamin C to iron. Iron-rich foods are more bioavailable when enjoyed with vitamin C-rich foods, such as tomato, turkey, chili. The tomatoes provide vitamin C, and the turkey provides heme iron. Therefore, when they're both enjoyed together in a bioavailable recipe, the body can utilize the micronutrients for total body health. A third example of a nutrient that supports the health of hair is biotin. Biotin is a B vitamin, or vitamin B7 specifically. B vitamins are metabolism assistants known as coenzymes. Biotin is required for macronutrient metabolism. The 3 main macronutrients are carbohydrates, protein, and dietary fats. Biotin is known for support of hair, skin, and nails. Research on vitamin B7 or biotin is scarce due to the upper limit that has not been established for all demographics. There is an unknown and very high upper limit due to the water solubility that vitamins C as well as all B vitamins have a higher threshold. Major food sources of biotin include eggs, soybeans, and whole grain. The anatomy or biological structure of hair at the molecular level will now be discussed. Hair grows from openings named follicles within the layers of our skin. It is not uncommon to skip a workout to maintain a hairstyle. Over the years, I had hairstyles that vary from wigs, braids, cornrows, relaxed or permed spiky hair, curly afros of various shades from Beyonce blonde, cranberry red, jet black, and more. The style of my hair that I enjoy having the most are my current dreadlocks that I resumed growing for 4 years. I love to swim and work out, and in the past, when I had, for example, relaxed or permed hair, I would avoid chlorine water to protect and maintain my hairstyle. I did not avoid physical activity as a teenager due to my participation in varsity track and field, varsity tennis, physical education and health classes, as well as strength and conditioning during and after track and field practice in the weight room. In retrospect, I would have joined varsity winter swimming if I did not care so much about my hair appearance and what other peers would think or say during high school. I also would have done track and field for all 7 years of middle school and high school instead of 1 year in middle school and 2 years in high school for 3 years total. I also grew up with a swimming pool at home and participated in swimming lessons at the YMCA after school as a preteen, and I absolutely loved it. As a woman that is now age 38, I love and embrace my natural hair. I currently have and love my shoulder-length dreadlocks that I love braiding to unravel into curls as part of my self-care time and to honor my Jamaican mother and father and Jamaican American heritage. Although twisting my hair is not my strong suit, braiding my hair enhances my independence and autonomy. Therefore, braiding my hair at least once a week while participating and instructing all types of fitness with a certification by the American College of Sports Medicine, I am now in the best shape of my adult life, not just body-wise, but of the mind, heart, and I will end this episode by discussing 2 additional women of many who inspired my journey as an entrepreneur. Nicole Ari Parker is an actress and model who is married to Boris Kodjoe. She invented and patented Gym Wrap. Gym Wrap products are very stylish and can be worn while working out to protect and maintain hairstyles during exercise and beyond. Kim Kimball is an entrepreneur who also inspires me in my business journey. She is a hair empress and styles hair of celebrities and other clientele. She is the star of the reality show LA Hair. I became a fan of this show because of my mom. My mom does not miss spending long hours at hair salons, but loves how entertaining, funny, and social they are. I will end this episode here as foreshadowing about my next episode, which will discuss my birthday vacation location. Take care. Stay peaceful.